Good morning, friends, and welcome to today's micro meditation. Let's close our eyes together. Let's take those 3 long, slow, deep breaths together. Keep going, friends, as I speak into your ear. Here we are. We're here once again. Another morning, another day, another meditation. I want to talk about presence. We hear spiritual teachers from all kinds of traditions speaking about the importance of presence. But why? Why is presence so important? The quick answer is that it stops you causing problems with your thoughts. When you are present, when your attention is on what's going on right now, your attention is not on what you may regret about the past or what you may be worrying about in the future. Indeed, it is said in the deeper teachings that the past and the future don't even exist. Even if you're thinking about the past or thinking about the future, you're doing that in the present. But it's also worth us considering, yes, there is some value to thinking about the past. There is some value to thinking about the future. Namely, we can learn lessons from what we experienced in the past. And we can plan when we think about the future. But these are basically the only useful things that you can do with these mentally constructed images of the past and the future, which is all they are. This gives me another opportunity to talk about another wonderful word that comes up most often in the Tibetan tradition of non-duality. In their teaching, they speak about reification. When you reify something, you make it real. And we were all trained to do this, friends, with the images that we conjure up in the mind of the past and of the future. We really think that the past exists in some solid way, that because it happened before, there is some kind of solidity to that. We treat the past as a real thing. And perhaps even more so with the future, when we think of something that is yet to occur. We create these images in our mind and we really think it's going to be like that when we get there. But it never is. It's never quite the same. That's the mental image that you fabricate. And so, if you're thinking about the past is only for the purpose of learning from it, if you're thinking about the future is only for the purpose of planning, well done. But you'd be in rare company if that were all you did with the past and the future. As I said, we are trained to feel remorse and regret and embarrassment about the past. We ruminate. And we're trained to feel anxious about the future, as if we only play out those mental scenarios one more time, that we can avoid some looming catastrophe. But this very rarely helps. The difference between anxiety, worrying about the future, and planning is that planning is focused on what you're going to do, your actions. So you might make a plan, for example, regarding how you're going to approach your day's work today. If you stay focused on what you're going to do, this is planning. This is good, this is useful. But if you start trying to play out what other people are going to do, or what the circumstances are going to be like, now you're in trouble. Because you can never know. Now you might try to think about the future like a chess player, right? If my opponent does this, then I'll do that. You might come up with dozens and dozens of different ways that you might behave, but you'll never cover every eventuality. Real life is so much more complex than chess, and chess is pretty complex. Lots and lots of variables in chess, that's what keeps the game interesting. Of course, chess is only a single part of life. Chess is a game with rules, boundaries. The circumstances are controlled. And this is just one game that we play inside of the great kaleidoscope of life, with its trillions of variables. Really infinite variables. And thus, infinite anxiety. So my encouragement to you today, friends, is to return to the present moment. If you find yourself ruminating on the past, if you find yourself worrying about the future, remember that you're only able to experience any kind of a past or future due to images you're creating in the mind right now. Take that deep breath. Put your full attention on it and use it as your anchor to pay attention to what's going on right now. Because as you do so, you will not be creating images of the past. You will not be creating images of the future. Life is so much simpler this way, friends. It's so much easier to do what you got to do when your focus is on right now. Enjoy this. Let me know how it goes, and I'll be back tomorrow.